So thanks for joining us today. My name is Michael Vidal. I'm the product owner here at EZFacility, and I'm very excited to share some big news with you all. So I'm going to go ahead and click into our next slide. Just to kind of talk about our development team. We're constantly working to improve your user experience with EZFacility. Between major updates, we release small but important features and fixes that address issues and add useful new options and tools to better help manage your business with EZFacility. All right, so we're going to move on to the next slide, and we're going to introduce what we're all excited to talk about today. So if you're ready, here's our big news. Online memberships. So we are very, very excited to introduce online memberships, which gives the ability for your clients to go online and purchase your membership plans. Next, I'm going to talk about the agenda for today, and we'll go through, and we'll actually go through some examples. We'll walk through the process of setting up these plans and how you can get them online, and go through that entire process from your experience to your client's experience. All right, so here's our agenda. Big questions. When, why online memberships, and how does this fit into the overall development plan? So the answer to when is online memberships will be released on Tuesday, March 22nd, which is next week, and available to everyone with the advanced membership module. If you do not have the advanced membership module, please feel free to reach out to your account rep. If you don't know who your account rep is, you can contact our support team and they can get you in touch with the right person. All right, so why online memberships and how does this fit into the overall development plan? I'm going to kind of answer these two questions together. So why online memberships? We decided online memberships basically for the reason of it being one of the top suggested features here at EZFacility. So, we decided our initiative for 2016 would be to enhance your client's self-service experience, and what better way to get started than by adding the ability for your clients to purchase memberships online. So some of you may have read the behind the curtains or seen this in a previous newsletter, but I explained why we wanted to focus on self-service for your clients. And that's besides the value of driving down service costs, self-service portals are a continuously important element of the customer experience. And according to a recent study from Salesforce, 60% of a buyer's decision is made online. That's just a statistic that we cannot afford to ignore. So again, that's kind of why we decided to go with online memberships and how that fits into our overall initiative of enhancing your client's self-service experience. So the next section here is taking a look inside TMS. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get TMS opened up here for everyone to see, and we're going to walk through setting up a membership plan to be sold online, your client's experience of purchasing that membership plan, the agreements, and what's next. And then that'll be followed by any questions that you may have. Where you typed in yes or no for the audio, you can type in your questions, and we'll get to those at the end of this webinar today. All right, so we're going to go ahead. Oh, sorry, let me get that back up. So the last thing is just for additional support, you can visit our support portal at support.ezfacility.com, or you can email us support@ezfacility.com as well. This gives you access to our user guides, our support team via trouble ticket portal. You can see our previously recorded webinars. You can send us suggestions, let us know your input, whether it be for this new feature or for any existing feature that we may offer. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with the TMS side here. All right, so when you first log into your account, you're going to want to click into Administration, and you want to then access the Membership section of Administration. You can do that by clicking onto the sidebar here or scrolling down to your Membership section. And then we're going to click into Membership Plans. So when creating a membership plan, you'll see a new option that says Sell Online, and you'll have a yes or no option. They'll be all defaulted to no, and you can have the choice of allowing that plan to be sold online, and it is per plan. If you have existing plans set up and you would like to allow those plans to be sold online, you can edit the contract, and we can set that to yes, and you can update the membership plan, and now that plan is available to be sold online. All right, a couple of other things to note are some other preferences and options that you can enable as well. So we're going to go back to the administration page. We're going to click into billing preferences located in the billing administration section. And we're going to go to the membership AutoPay option. So we've added a new option here labeled default new membership contracts to AutoPay and self-service. What this will do is basically any and all memberships sold online will have AutoPay enabled. This will ensure that your month-to-month contracts or your annual contracts that are billed monthly have AutoPay enabled and will just go through the continuous cycle of charging cards or direct debit for that matter, depending on how you have your account set up. All right, so the next section that we're going to go into is storing credit card information when selling these plans online. So you're just going to want to go back into administration and then self-service, which has a couple different options we're going to talk about here. One being the storing of CC info. So there's two options here. One is always for storing of credit card information. The other is for storing of credit card info when no amount is due. The first option will basically override the second. It is basically saying that when I have this option enabled, always require that the client enter their credit card information and we save that on file. Extremely useful when you have AutoPay enabled for contracts to ensure payments are being taken out from your clients during the cycle of their membership plans. All right, second option is only applied when you're setting a future start date. So you have the ability to set a default start date on your membership plan. So what happens when you set a future date on the contract, the membership plan to be sold, is there's nothing due at the time of the client purchasing that membership plan. Therefore, you want to ensure that you're capturing their credit card information so when the time comes for that contract to be due and AutoPay is enabled, you have the correct credit card information on file for that client. So by having option number one, that covers both for storing credit card when no amounts due and when amounts are due. So if you just always want to make sure you're capturing credit card information when clients are purchasing memberships, you can check this box here and that'll take care of it. If you only want that to apply to future contracts when no amount is due at the time of purchasing but will be due in a future date, you can select the second option here to force those credit cards to be stored when the amount is due in the future. All right, another thing to note is the instant alerts. So right now, the instant alerts basically works for scheduling, booking into reservations, or when packages are sold. So we also added an alert for when memberships are sold. So you'll see here that we added that line here about membership being sold online. All the email addresses listed below will receive an email alert letting them know that a membership plan was sold. If for any reason you want to be notified of those membership plans being sold online. All right, so that, excuse me, that basically covers the TMS side of things and getting those plans set up. Again, just to kind of go through that quickly, when you're creating or editing your membership plans, you want to set those plans to be sold online. Again, you have the option of yes or no. Yes will allow those contracts to be, membership plans to be sold online. You have your billing preferences, which allows you to enable AutoPay. You also have the ability to force-store those credit cards and get notified when your clients are purchasing memberships. All right, so actually we have one last thing to talk about here, which is the agreements, the membership agreements. So I'm just going to scroll down to the membership section again and click into membership agreement. So you have the ability to enable agreements online. So you see this option here, allow online agreement. This counts as signing the agreement. So there is a checkbox at the time of purchasing the contract membership that will display the agreement. By checking the box, they agree to the terms and conditions, your AutoPay rules, or any additional text you may want to add for them to agree to. All right, so we'll have that enabled for this example. So now I'm going to jump over to the self-service portal. So this will be the experience of your clients and how they will go through the process of buying a membership plan. Just going to switch over here. I'm going to log into my account. So as I mentioned, you have the buy drop down here with the memberships option when you do allow for memberships to be sold online. Once they click memberships, they should get a list of the memberships that you allowed to be sold online, again, by selecting yes from that sell online drop down. So I have a couple of different options here. They're grouped by membership types. I have an individual month-to-month, an individual annual, and a couples month-to-month. Just by clicking into the sections, we'll expand or collapse that area, displaying what memberships can be purchased online. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase this individual month-to-month plan here. It'll give you details such as the term length, the quantity, start date and end date, which by default will start today. Otherwise, it will use the default start date you have set in the administration page. This particular contract is set to auto-renew, again on a month-to-month at $75 with no initiation fee. I'm going to go ahead and click the purchase link here. And that's going to take us to the membership agreement because we enabled the online agreements. If you were to go into membership agreements on the administration page and uncheck that box for online agreements, it'll basically skip this step and go right to the checkout page and allow the client to continue and finalize their purchase. So a few information that will be displayed on here is the primary member information, the contract details, and then your custom text for your membership agreement, which is 3 different sections: your contract section, your AutoPay section, and your terms and conditions. So once the client reads through this information, they just need to simply check the box that they have read and agreed to the membership terms. And they also have the ability to email a copy of this membership agreement. So we'll pull that email address for what we have on file for that client, and we'll just send them a copy of this agreement once they complete their process of purchasing the membership plan. I'm going to go ahead and click continue. This is going to take us to the checkout page where we can finalize our agreement here. This particular client has a card already saved on file, so it's asking, do we want to use that card or use another card? I'm just going to go ahead and click on use another card for clients that don't have that information and what they would particularly see here. So we have their billing information. They just need to enter their credit card information, expiration date, and you'll notice this option here, may we save this credit card for future payment. Since I did not save my preferences for forced storing, this gives the client the option of yes or no. Again, if you have AutoPay enabled for your membership plans, you'll want to have those credit cards saved at the time of purchasing the membership plan to ensure future payments take place. And then they want to agree to the terms and conditions here and submit the payment. So I'm not going to go through that process here, being that we're in our test environment. Just to kind of go through what we'll finalize, the confirmation message will come up. That will tell the client that they have purchased the agreement. You now as an employee or staff member can go into their account, view their profile and membership information. That'll display the membership plan that they have just purchased and their account. You could also view the agreement to ensure that it has been accepted. If for any reason you don't have agreements enabled and you want to do that at a later date, you can always go back to the membership plan and view that contract and have them sign that at the next time on their next visit. All right, so that's basically going to conclude our webinar for today. We went through the process of setting everything up on the admin side, again, which takes place by the staff or employees there. What we just went through here is what your clients would experience in purchasing a membership plan. Again, just to give you a reminder of where those plans are accessed, when you do go to clients and you click into their profile, you have the membership tab here, and that'll list their contracts. Their active one, which would load by default, would be listed here. As I mentioned, if there was no agreement and later added, you can always set that up for them at a later date.